So hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Kung anong oras man kayo nagtanaw sa atong video. So today we'll discuss on how to make your watershed delineation using GIS and your Saga tools. So today let's focus on our small one. Okay, let's try to make a small DEM. Let's try to make a small watershed delineation on the mountains behind Visayas State University. So let's start. I'll upload my DEM. So DEMs are your digital elevation maps. So they are raster images that contain elevation data. So Z values. So I'll upload my DEM here. So you can do two types of uploads. You can do control, you can do layer, add raster layer. Or in my case, I can do Control, Shift, and R. And I locate my DEM. So you locate it here. So in this case, I've already added my DEM, so no need. Or in some cases, you can just drag, drag your data here. So for now, I'll load my DEM. So the DEM that I've downloaded from ALOS Pailsar is 12.5 by 12.5 meters in pixel size, and it encompasses this area here. See this? It's from Viliaba to, I don't know this place, Laguna, Laguma. Okay, but we'll only focus on Visayas State University. Okay, so let's locate Visayas State University. So again, now this is just your OpenStreetMap. Okay, this is your OpenStreetMap. So I've located my area here. First thing you want to check is the properties of your DEM. So you go to your properties and you go to information. Locate your CRS. So for this case, the CRS or projection of the DEM is set to UTM zone 51 north. So that is in metric. You can see here your unit are in meters. So it's a Mercator projection. So that's good. That means that when we measure, it's already in meters. This is in metric, but your project is in WGS 80, EPSG 4326. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right if it's not the same. You can do. So what I want to do is I want to isolate this area only, this small portion of my map, because we don't want to work with larger data. We only want to work with what's really needed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extract a raster based on this one. So I'm gonna make a smaller one. So how I'm gonna do that is go to raster, okay? Raster, go to extraction, and you have two here. Clip raster by extent or mask layer. So mask layer is you're putting something on top. You're clipping something on top of your base layer. Extent is the extent of what you set. So for this example, I'm going to use extent as we don't have anything else. And I'm going to select my DEM as my input layer. Clipping extent, no? So that means you have to set the extent to which you're clipping. So in this case, I want to set what I see on my screen as the clipping extent. So I'm going to select current map canvas extent. So bale, everything that is here, that you can see is your clipping extent. It automatically sets your dimensions and just click run. Let the program do it. And if it says finished, close or complete, click close, and then you can now uncheck your original DEF. How do you know if it worked? Just zoom out a bit and you notice it's already a smaller version of your entire DEF. Say you're say you're already here. Let's say you've misclick your mouse wheel. To go there immediately, just right click your layer, then zoom to layers. Automatically zooms with a bit of a leeway. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to check if this DEM is at least visible. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is you see here this microchip thing. It only says temporary layer. So you're not saving it. It's a temporary layer. When you close your project, it will be gone. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this one as say here. I'm gonna add one on laboratory. I'm gonna save your VSUTIF, depending on what you want. Your format should be in GeoTIFF and everything is kept the same. Click OK. It will add the new map on your layers. So I can now remove the temporary one. So now I want to see if this looks right. So I'm gonna reference that with my base map. Okay, looks good. So now, since I already know where I'm working and it's right, I'll turn off my background so it's easier when you're rendering, when you're scrolling out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run my fill DEM. So fill DEM is you're filling the gaps in your regions. So imagine you have, imagine this is your DEM, right? Your slope will go like this. Let's say that's your standard slope of a mountain. If you pour water from here, there is a tendency that water will only pool here. It will not continue up to your outlet. So you'll notice that when you run your delineation, it's sometimes incomplete. It's not connected. What fill DEF does is it connects these dot. It connects the line by filling these gaps. So now, when you pour water here, it will be continuous. So you have connected river channels. Let's go back here on our DEF. So I'm gonna go to my toolbox. I'm gonna type fill. Choose your fill 6, Wang and Liu, and you use your clipped DEM, and I'm going to uncheck these two. So I don't need it. I only need the fill DEM. I only need the fill DEM. Run, let it load, and when it's done, that's your fill DEM. They will look the same. Okay, they will look the same. You won't notice it for now. And then after you fill your DEM, on your processing toolbox, select channel, network, and drainage basics. So in here, you select your fill DEM, not your original DEM, but the fill DEM. and you check everything. Check everything. You run, let it load. It might be slower on some systems, but let it load. And when it's complete, close, and you'll have several new results. Obviously, the one that you'll see is the one that's on priority here on top. So you'll see here junctions. I'm going to turn that off. So you have your Strahler order map. You can already see the continuity of my channels. Flow connectivity, you don't need this. This is your sub-basin or your sub-basin drains. This is in vector form and this is in your raster form. You have your stream channels. Okay, you'll see here you have a distinct stream here and you have a distinct stream here. Now, if you turn off your flow direction, your field EM, and you load your satellite image again with the channel, you'll see that it corresponds to your reverse. So what happened here? It's not really connected. It's an issue with lower elevation systems, especially if it's really flat or near the basin or near sea level. You don't get that much data sets anymore. So they sometimes veer away. So what we do is we remake this manually. But for our exercise, we're not gonna do that. We're focusing on this one. The channels that run the valleys of Mount Pangasugan. So obviously, no channels are we associate channels with water. So I'm gonna edit this one, properties, symbology, and just modify its color. I'm gonna pick blue. So now I can see that I have distinct rivers that run in here. So you have Calbigaa and you have Lago Lago, which is true. Okay. So that means what you've done is nice. Okay. So when I say delineation, we want to focus on these two, the Calbigaa and this Lago Lago. Okay. So those are two distinct watersheds. So I'm gonna go back to my drainage basins. This is already shapefile, huh? This is already your shapefile. So I want to combine those two. So what I'm gonna do is overlap my channels on top of drainage basin, as you see here. So again, I'm gonna turn off my hybrid so that it's easier for me to see. And I can now see what I want. I'm wanting to I want to analyze this river here, this channel here, as well as this channel or basin here. So obviously, no, it's individual basin. So per section of your river. So what we want is to combine them. Okay. So how you combine is right click on your tab and enable your advanced digitizing toolbar. In this case, I already have mine digitized. You'll see this tab and it's faded, so you can click them. Select your drainage basin and then click pencil. Click the pencil. So the pencil means toggle editing. And I'm going to select this one. Select features by area or single click. Okay. By doing so, every click that I make is going to select a drainage basin. So I'm gonna use the channel as a reference. Okay, so I'm gonna start upstream. So I'm going to follow this river system up to its upstream. So I'm just going to select, okay, I'm going to select these polygons. You'll know that it's selected because it will be highlighted in bright yellow with excess on the vertices. See here, it has excess. So I want to focus on this one. So while pressing control, okay, you press control, you click one by one. So dapat control, left click. Clicking it will select and clicking it again will deselect. So I want to focus on this channel here. So make sure you get everything, even the small ones. So please check, so especially in this one, it's a small one, but it's already considered as one. So I'm going to select that as well. So any river that falls to this outlet here. So I'm going to select that. Now make sure that it's connected and everything. And I'm going to finalize with this. Okay. So now that it's all selected, I'm going to go here and merge. Merge your selected features. Keep everything default and then just click OK. So now, you see here, I have one singular delineation for this river. So I'm going to go do the second river, the Lago Lago one. So I'm going to deselect my original delineation and start doing it. This time I'm focusing on the Lago Lago River. Oh, missed one here. Please check. Try to zoom in as possible. Try to zoom in and see where. So as you see here, no, this river here also connects with that outlet. So I'm not going to include this one. And I'm not going to include this one. I'm only focusing on this zone here, the Lago Lago River. Do the same thing, merge selected features. Click OK. So now I have two distinct watersheds that run from Mount Pangasugan. Okay? After this one, beside pencil, click the diskette with the pencil. So save layer edits. And then ito na siya. You now have two distinct shapefiles that are delineations of watersheds from Mount Pangasugan. So now the goal is we want to isolate these two only. Okay, these two. So again, click your pencil because we don't want to edit them. Choose your selections. So I'm going to select these two for my area. So again, no, press Control to have multiple selections. So as I've now selected them, right click on my drainage basin, export, and instead of save features, I'm going to select save selected features as. Make sure it's an S3 shapefile format and save your document. So in this case, I will say Mount Pangasugan. Okay, so I'm gonna say here, where did I save mine? think it was here. It's here. Mount Pangasugan Message. Okay, and it will add that to the map. So I'm going to uncheck my original drainage basin. And now I have layers that are specific only to the ones that you merged, which is these. So as you've noticed here, no, I don't like this elongated portion. So I'm going to select this polygon. Okay. Click my pencil and delete vertex. Delete my vertices. How to do that? You click here on vertex tool and just delete that. Apologies. I click that vertex. When you click it, you can modify, right? Click and you can modify its shape or backspace. Click the node, backspace. So now I have a smooth edge here. Save my edits. So again, it's not extended anymore. So sir, what's going to happen now? I have this big channel layer and this small channel layer. So I have to clip them, similar with AutoCAD. But these are vectors. So I'm gonna click pencil. So I'm not editing. Vector, you go to your processing and clip. What's your input layer? I will select my channels and overlay them with my Mount Pangasugan. Oh, it doesn't have one. Okay, never mind. Doesn't have geometries. Okay, so I'm going to remove my layers. I'm gonna go to channels. So now I have my Pangasugan shapefile. So I'm going to check if there is no overlapping vectors. Okay, so no vectors are overlapping. Good, good. Okay, that's good. Let me save the channels. Save features as channels. Okay, all good. So for now is you already have your watershed delineation. Ito na yun. Okay, this is already your delineation. So how am I going to present this? So you just go back to your shapefile. Let's say I want to remove that fill because it's pink. Okay, I'm gonna set this to no brush. So it's now a boundary. I'm going to load my original DEM, which is this one. Remember the task that we did at the start? Raster, extraction. What we did in the first one is extend because we don't have our shapefile. So now we can use mask layer. Input layer, you select your original DEM. So in this case, PSUPIF. And I'm going to overlay the mask with Mount Pangasugan. Keep everything default and run. Hide your original DEM. So now you are left with a DEM that's only within the boundaries of your watershed delineation. Okay? Yun lang yan. So say I want my watershed to be defined by the color green. I'm just gonna change this stroke color. apply. So now I have a green boundary. Okay, again, I want to visualize the hide my watershed delineation and focus on my clip mask here. So this is the one that's presented here. I'm going to duplicate this one. You can save it, but I'm just going to duplicate this one. So I'm going to rename it first. I'm going to rename it as my color. Color D. So I'm going to duplicate it. So the bottom one, I'm going to duplicate as I'm going to rename as my hillshade layer. So how do you do this? So on your hillshade layer, right click, properties, symbology, render type, select hillshade. You'll see here altitude, azimuth, z factor. So z factor amplifies your elevation. So my go-to settings for this one is I'll select multi-directional. So the multi-directional assigns your sun. So basically on this slider here, the sun on a 2D projection is from the northwest. But if it's multi-directional, it's from multiple directions. So I'm gonna set this to check, and I'm gonna set my Z factor to 4. This is my standard settings. And I'm going to resample to cubic and click apply. What happened? You won't see it because your color DEM is still overlaying your hill shape. So I'm going to uncheck this one. So now I have my Hillshade DEM. As you'll see, there's a lot of missing datasets. This is due to resampling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to shift my setting. So let's try bilinear. And what if nearest neighbor? Almost the same. So cubic was the good one. Okay, I'm going to overlay my color DEM. And now in my color DEM, right click, properties. So this is now our color. I'm gonna choose single band pseudo color. And then I'll go here on color ramp, create new color ramp. Select this one, catalog, CPT-city, and select your, let it load. You'll see here various colors. What did we make? A DEM, so an elevation. So here on topography, select elevation. Okay, keep everything default, and then I'm gonna change my blending mode to overlay, apply. So now I have my overlay layer so I have my color layer being overlaid on my DEM. So the issue for this DEM is the hillshade system has issue. So I'm gonna go back, turn this off, and then enable my world hillshade. Or I can just do it like this. Set it to normal. No, multiply. No, multiply. So I've set it to multiply. So now you have a good visual representation of your delineation. But sir, it's too dark. I'm gonna go back to hillshade and I'm going to tone down my Z factor. Okay, so now I just tone down that Z factor and I can sort of see the hillshade effects here. I think I can make the hillshade better. Let me try. Let me wait for a bit. Where'd it go? Oh, okay. There are still gaps. I'll provide a different set of DEMs for you guys to work on so that you won't experience this. But again, no, this is just your DM projection. So you have your channels, so you can see your rivers, you can see your delineated areas, and yeah, that's it. So you can use this for your anything that you want. So feel free to explore some of the DMs that are available online. And again, thank you for watching. Enjoy. God bless.